What's up, y'all? Hopefully, y'all having an amazing Tuesday. I decided to try to. Oh, I done messed that up. I tried to do a whole nother setting to go live because typically when I go live and I'm on multiple platforms, I try to go live like either in my movie theater or in my office because I can kind of set it up. Well, tonight I'm going live, as you can see, obviously, in my little pool hall, I should call it, bar, whatever you want to call it, right? My little man cave. And I'm live on 6 different platforms. So shout out to everybody, no matter what platform you're joining from. If this is your first time on my live, look, y'all, I go by Zabo103. I'm the dude that get on these live platforms and what's up, family? And information that you normally pay for. If I know it, you get it for free. Shout out to whatever platform you're joining on, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Riff, whatever platform you joining live on. Shout out to y'all and welcome. If this is your first time on my live, put a 1 in the chat for me real quick so I can see who all we have in here. If you've been on my live more than once, put a 2 in the chat. Put a 1 if it's your first time in here. Put a 2 if you've been in my lives before. I really want to see something to see where we need to go, y'all. All right, we got some ones over here. I guess this is TikTok. Some 2s over here, some 1s over here on IG. It looked like all my YouTube and Facebook and all my other platforms down here, they've been on for a while. So definitely shout out to y'all for tapping in. First time on YouTube, though. Okay, cool. All right. If you don't know who I am, people, I go by Zabo103. I'm really the dude that get on these live platforms and information that you would normally pay for. If I know it, you're getting it for free. Let me say that louder, a little bit louder. Information that you would normally pay for, if I know it, you're getting it for free. Why am I saying that louder? As you're on my live and I'm giving you out information for free, you still need to do your research out. I'm not in every state across America. I'm going to say that again. I'm not in every state across America. What does that mean? Your laws, regulation, different things in your state may be a little different. It may vary state to state. It may vary if you got something, if we talking about land and you in the city versus you being in the boondocks. And that may vary state to state. So do your research, people. I cannot stress that to you enough. The reason why I'm saying that more importantly is because no one is going to hold your hand. Not me, not no one. Even the people that you pay for the information, they're not going to hold your hand. So I say that to say this. If you're really truly committed to getting out of your own way, getting out of your rat race, you have to take and put forth all the efforts that you need to put forward to make this stuff happen. If you have people that are in your family that are in these fields that I talk about, my question to you is, why haven't they helped you with this process? And there's no shade to nobody. But why haven't they shown you how to do this? Why haven't y'all started doing these things? I'm asking these questions because I get a lot of people sometimes that have all the answers to all these things that I talk about. And I'm cool with it because I don't know everything. Trust me, and I be want to learn. But my question always go back to, why haven't you done this? Why are you still working and busting your butt paycheck to paycheck? Why are you trying to figure out the next hustle so you can make next month rent or next month mortgage? All I'm trying to get people to understand is, and all I'm trying to get people to do is to think. Because the real reality of it is this. My life is my life. Your life is your life. I hope we all on the same page when I say that. What I do when I get off lives, it doesn't change for me. It's just my life. What you do when you get off my live, your life doesn't change. It is what it is. If you want to change, you have to change. Period. You got to do something different than what you've always done, because what you have done has gotten you to the place where you at right now today. So we have all that out. We have roughly about, between all 6 platforms, probably about 600 people watching live. Shout out to all of y'all tapping in. I said tonight I was going to talk through the 10-year plan on what you can do to get out of your rat race. And we're going to talk about this from a place of a more conservative standpoint. Because I know sometimes when I give out examples on here, a lot of people take it and be very literal about what I'm saying. And I get it. So I'm going to talk about this from a place to where no matter what state you're in, no matter what the situation is, you still can do this. The point of all of this is no matter where you're starting at or from, you still can accomplish this stuff. Don't give yourself an excuse not to do it. Because if you give yourself not an excuse not to do it because you're trying to find some type of chink in the armor, don't waste your time. Just don't do it. That's no sweat off my back or yours. So, with that being said, only rule that I have when you're in my live, you need to think, you need to do your research, and you need to take action. Period. You need to make these things happen at all times. Don't wait around for somebody else to do those 3 things for you. It's never going to happen. That's the truth. Your own family won't even do it for you. Because if they did, they will already be doing it. So let me go in this process. And if this is your first time on my live, I'm just going to start with this 10-year process. What I advise you to do is follow along. I am live on YouTube right now and on Facebook. So the live is automatically going to be uploaded as soon as this live over. If you need to see the replays, Zabo 103 on YouTube, and Zabian Gibson on Zabo 103 on YouTube and Zabian Gibson on Facebook. On Instagram, it will automatically post as well. So just to kind of give y'all some ideas if you need to see some replays. So let's get this thing started. First thing first, if you are a person that's living paycheck to paycheck, I don't care if you got your own business, I don't care if you got a job, put a 1 in the chat. I just want to see something. If you are a person that's 30 days away, like you can't afford to be 30 days without a paycheck, put a 2 in the chat. I want to see something. Just make sure we all on the same page. Now, we know we can't afford to be homeless. Nobody can. Especially with that new law that was just passed. Basically, in a nutshell, it is now against the law for you to be homeless. You will be locked up and fined if you're homeless. Now, that's just a real blanket statement. So what do I suggest you do? Go read the new law that just got passed. So you can make sense out of this stuff. Because I don't want nobody to, I'm not a politician, I'm not a lawmaker, but I'm not a lawbreaker either. Go do your research. With that being said, I think it was passed for every state, not just California. It's a scary thought. So with that being said, if you are a person that will procrastinate, that should give you an extra incentive to do what you got to do. Period. So let's get out of all the things out of the way. For all my beautiful people that's going to tell me they make a whole bunch of money, let me say this. It does not matter how much money you make, y'all. How much ever money you make right now today, I can I can assure you that you make enough. In fact, you're in a place of privilege. How do I know that? It's almost 11 p.m. on the East Coast. You're watching my live on a smartphone. Trust me, you're in a place of privilege. You just got to stop spending your money on nonsense. It's really that simple, y'all. That's the real gift. So with that being said, no matter how much money you make enough. It just is what it is, right? So let me say this for all my people that's gonna get in here and tell me I make six figures a year and all this stuff. Congratulations, you're broke. It just is what it is. If you don't understand that, I'll try to explain it to you, but it just is what it is. And the truth can never be considered disrespect. So I ain't trying to disrespect nobody. I'm just telling people the truth. If you make $100,000 a year, that's $11.41 an hour, and that's before taxes. I hope y'all understand. If you make $100,000 a year, that's $11.41 an hour, and that's before taxes. There's 8,760 hours in a year. Do the math. It just is what it is. The reason why you're robbing Peter to pay Paul is simply because you haven't done the real math, and it's kicking your butt. So let me make myself very clear when I say this. There are only two different, I don't want to call it classes of people because that's not really what it is. But when you start to look at that poor, middle class, rich, wealthy piece, there's only two of them that exist. There's no such thing for real as rich or middle class other than what people say. It's just not a real thing, y'all. If you can count your money, you're broke. Period. I hope y'all got that. It just is what it is. The next thing I want you to understand is poor people' primary use of money is to pay bills. That's what they think the primary use of money is used for, to pay bills. I hope y'all heard that. They think the primary use of money is to pay bills. Wealthy people understand the only use of money is to make money. I hope y'all get that. Wealthy people and poor people are not that far apart. I'm going to give you an example. Poor people usually don't have no money because they give all their money to bills, right? Wealthy people don't have no money either, y'all. They just don't. Wealthy people have time. That's the real difference in between the two. Your mindset obviously got to switch over to that to comprehend that, but that's the real truth. I know everybody in their mama that think this way gonna say, nope, you gotta have money for this, you gotta have money for that. Again, the only purpose of money is to make money. That's it. You, the person, don't have any use for money. You, the person, only need food, water, shelter, clothes on your back. Now, I know that's confusing, but let me explain. If you had money and you didn't have food, water, shelter, clothes on your back, and your money was no good to go get those four things, could you eat the money? Could the money become a shelter over you and your family? Could you make the money into clothes? Could you drink your money? You have to use your money to go get those things. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. What does that mean? When you get money, it's never your money. You're only holding money to give to the next person. That's it. It's never your money. It's going back to the original sender. So what does that mean? When you get your money, you need to start giving your money and putting your money into people's hands that you're going to make sure you're getting one of those four things out of it: food, water, shelter, clothes on your back. And the part with the clothes on your back, if you are a grown young man, grown man, or grown woman, you ain't really growing no more unless you just overeating and becoming overweight. If you have clothes that fit you right now, maintain your weight so you can keep fitting your clothes, so eventually you won't have to buy more clothes unless it's a part of a business uniform, unless it's a part of some marketing for your business, because you, the person, can't afford it. Eventually your business will be able to afford that. Your business can do things for the business because those are business expenses. Just so we clear, the food that you eat every single day, at some point, you either growing your own food, doing what you need to do, right? You either have a business and your business is buying their employees' foods every single day, which is a business expense. What about a mortgage, electricity, insurance, phone? Sure. Well, if you want to take a deep dive there first, we can. That deep dive is simple. Money is a debt. It is a legal tender that's used for all debts, public and private. It's not used for personal use. Even though people use it personally, you are supposed to be using money for public and private use. You don't believe me? Pull out some money real quick. Pull out $1, $20, $50. Pull out some cash right now. Put on your reading glasses. Look at the fine print. It says on the front of your money, this is a legal tender for all debts, public and private. What does that mean? If it's public, it goes in your business. If it's private, it goes in your trust. The roof over your head is private, so it goes in the trust. The roof over somebody else's head that you control is public, so it goes in somebody's business. What does that mean in layman's terms? The trust got bills. I don't. Any bills that come into this household belongs to the trust. So the trust got to pay them bills, not me. Think. I don't need a cell phone. I don't like talking to people, no way. But the business pays for a cell phone. How many people, if you're not one of those purposes, I know I worked at Bank of America for 20 years as an executive without a college degree. I had a corporate cell phone that Bank of America paid for. So when I started doing business, the business paid for the phone. And that phone became a business expense. Think about what I just said. It's never personal because I don't need these things personally. Think. So let's get into it because I think I don't want to get too far ahead without getting into what we need to get into. 10-year plan. If you are a person that's living paycheck to paycheck, it's going to take you time because when you don't have money, it takes you time. Once you've spent that time and generated the money, you start to trade your money for time. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but this is how the wealthy people do it. That's just the truth. Poor people trade their time for money. What does that mean? They go work for their money. Well, that's a broad statement because there's a lot of people that work for money and we think they're wealthy. They're not wealthy, y'all. They're on the road to become wealthy. As long as they're trading their time for money, they're not wealthy. So what does that mean? The average person that's going to clock in every single day on their 9 to 5, they're poor. The basketball player in the NBA, as long as they got to go get on that court and work to get that check, they're poor. They're just the richest poor person you know. The person that signs the check for that basketball player to get them that contract, if they're not trading their time for their money, they're already in a category of being wealthy. You get it? When you can stop trading your time for money, you can become wealthy because wealthy people don't have money. That's the truth. All right. So let's get into it. You got to think, you got to research, you got to take action. Last night we did a process from a person making $30,000 a year. We're going to go back up to that 100 grand. I froze a little bit. Okay, I should get back in. We're going to go back to a person making 100 grand a year because I think it makes sense, kind of going back and forth so people can understand. But today we're gonna take a couple of steps back, and we're gonna do it from a place, and we're gonna lowball this situation. So if you've been on my lives before, even though the numbers that I gave before, that still was me lowballing, we're gonna lowball even more. So if you make 100 grand a year, 6 figures a year, you probably bring home somewhere around about $65,000 a year. Cannot really make that up. I ain't got the exact number, so don't hit me in the head for not having the exact number. But that's just what it is. It's around $65,000 you make, you bring home a year after you taxed and whatever, right? That $65,000 is going into 3 places. What does that mean? No matter how much money you make, your money is still going into those 3 places, y'all. Don't get caught up on the number. Focus on those 3 places. That's what's going to change your life. If you bring home that $65,000 after your tax $100,000, your 3 places where your money is going is to basic living expenses, the biggest whole life insurance policy you can afford, and land. Period. That's just what it's going to be. What does that mean? Out of that $65,000, $40,000 is going to basic living expenses. Not a penny more, not a penny less. That's going to leave you with around about $25,000, give or take. With that $25,000, it's only going to 2 more places, y'all. 15 grand is going to the biggest whole life insurance policy you can afford. Why? Because your health is your wealth. The healthier you are, the bigger the insurance policy you can get. That's just what it is. That whole life insurance policy got a living benefit and a death benefit. Now, I know people are going to ask me, why won't you talk about IULs? Because IULs have fees, y'all. And I know we might have some insurance brokers on my live. Y'all kind of keep me honest because I've seen some of the ones that don't have fees, but they not as aggressive when you come in and getting those high returns, right? But here's the real reality. Where's the market at right now today, y'all? Right now, the market's down, and it's probably going to be down until November, if we being honest. Them fees, when they hit, guess what has to happen? Even if the market's down and you done took a little bit of dip, you still got to pay them fees. You can't afford to put your money there. IULs are for rich, I ain't gonna say rich. IULs are for wealthy people, y'all. You're not wealthy. It's a product that a lot of insurance brokers will sell you because they can make a pretty penny off of you. But the reality of it is, you can't afford it. You already living paycheck to paycheck. You're out of your league. That's just what it is. Hopefully that makes sense. You want to see my flow of money? I don't have no money. Did you miss it? You can go to some of the big companies. It don't matter. Allstate, Omaha Mutual, State Farm. Just pick some big companies that's been around for some years and go down there, sit down with the actual insurance broker, tell them to give you some illustrations and keep it moving. You can kind of pick and choose which one from there. Whole life insurance policy, 15 grand going to that policy. Hopefully y'all caught that. That last $10,000, you're going to go buy 2 acres of land. Yes, I said 2. I know people are going to say, you can't even buy 1 acre land for $10,000. I know. That's why I said buy 2. You're not buying land in the city, y'all. You're buying land 30 to 45 minutes out from the major city. And before somebody say, don't nobody want to live all the way out there, let me just be clear when I say this. You already live all the way out there. Most people don't live in a major city right now if you own your own home and you're sitting on some land. If you got an acre of land on your that you sit on your home, it probably take you minimally 30 minutes to get into the major city. And when I say own your own home, y'all, if you got a mortgage, you don't own your home, y'all. The bank own it. That's just the truth. It ain't no disrespect. It's just the truth. I'm in one of them moves tonight where we just gonna give truth. Don't really care about how you feel about it. It's on you. You're gonna buy 2 acres of land for $10,000. Call you a broker that specializes in land. Call you a real estate agent that specializes in land. Tell them to send you all the land in the state that you live in that's 2+ acres, $10,000 or less. They're going to send it to you for free because the buyer don't pay the actual broker or the agent. The seller do. It just is what it is, y'all. So I hope y'all caught that. Let me go back and give it to you again. $10,000, 2 acres of land. You're going to do that every year. 15 grand going to that whole life insurance policy. You're going to put money, that 15 grand in there every year. $40,000 going to basic living expenses. Now, let me say this. You are already living paycheck to paycheck anyway. That's the truth. You're still going to be living paycheck to paycheck. It just is what it is. What you're going to wind up doing is you're going to take the time that's needed to get through this process, this 10-year process, so that you never have to work for nobody else for the rest of your life. That's the part that I really want people to pay attention to. At the end of this tunnel that you're going through, you will never have to work for anybody else for the rest of your life. Now, remember what I said, we're going to lowball tonight. So it'll encompass every state. Just because you're moving or you're buying land 30 to 45 minutes outside of the major city, it does not mean that you're in the country. I pulled up on property number 29 this morning. A lot of people that was on my live on Instagram and TikTok, y'all got an opportunity to see that. That property and the remainder of that subdivision already been sold. I was checking out some that the new owner wanted me to check out. That those properties are in Macon. It's still a big city. It's just not Atlanta. Then we drove over to the 41.5 acres of land. And I went live on Instagram and TikTok as well and showed y'all that too. It's 38 minutes from downtown Atlanta. There's a bunch of stuff around there. Now, who is that coming in my house? Oh, my kids didn't. They didn't came in here. Y'all get y'all ice cream. water. What y'all got? Popcorn, eggs. Y'all went to the look at this. Look at y'all. I don't know that, man. They didn't went. I was wondering why you kept saying you glitching. The Bluetooth kept kicking on. Is that what that was? The Bluetooth? All right, let me let them go on and get on up there. Thank you. So back to what I was saying. Can you bring me something to drink? Please. Thank you. So back to what I was saying, y'all. Just because your property, that the properties that you're purchasing is 30 to 45 minutes out, it don't mean you're in the country. Just so we clear. Hopefully y'all caught that. But watch this. If you do this process that I'm talking about, living paycheck to paycheck, and for the next 10 years, you live in paycheck to paycheck, in 10 years, you will have acquired 20 acres of land. 2 acres a year, 10 years, minimally, you will have acquired 20 acres of land. I hope y'all picking this up. That 15 grand you've been putting into that whole life insurance policy, it's been getting compound interest tax free. I can't sell you. I don't sell. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. Listen, before anybody do anything, I know it'd be a lot of people on my lives, and it'd be all type of people on my lives. And even for the people on my lives that might be an insurance broker or whatever, I'm gonna say this while you on here. Y'all bid everybody out. I don't know these folks. I don't want nobody to say, man, I was on your live and somebody finessed me on your live. Look, I don't know nobody on these lives. I'm just telling you. Research over me, search y'all. I be seeing Insurance Goddess on here all the time. Appreciate your family. I be seeing Insurance Goddess on here all the time, and I think she normally be on here helping out with questions and stuff like that. So shout out to her, but definitely do your research. Appreciate you over here on that platform. The next thing I would say is that 40 grand is going to be a struggle, y'all. What does that mean? The same sacrifices you make today, you're going to make for the next 10 years. So fellas, for the next 10 years, you probably can only get your hair cut once a month or learn how to cut your own hair. It's falling out anyway. Go on and cut it bald. You can line your beard up. Ladies, I know this is going to be a difficult one, but you probably have to get you a style that lasts a few months. Or learn how to do your own hair. Learn how to do your nails. Put your nails natural. Fellas like that natural look. You probably can't get a purse every month. You can't afford it anyway. Plus, the goal that you're putting in position is going to give you the ability to do all these things as much as you like, as long as the business supports it. Just so we clear. Hopefully y'all caught that. So in 10 years, that 15 grand that you've been putting into that policy, you're going to get compound interest on that money tax free. So by year 10, you will have minimally $200,000 that you can borrow from. Hopefully you caught that. 200 grand that you can play around with. You got me? Oh. Thank you, baby. Had to get my drink and my two-step on. $15 grand a year, $200,000. Now here's where I'm gonna lowball y'all. I'm gonna lowball right here because I want to make this conducive, no matter what state you're in. So instead of us taking a half an acre, building a modern duplex on that half an acre, we're gonna do something a little bit more different. The first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna go down to your planning and zoning, the county, and you can do this as you are searching your properties, and you're gonna flat out ask them, Hey, I have 2 acres over here, and it's in this one spot. How many properties can I put on this land? Can I do a duplex? Can I do a single family home? Can I do a quadruplex? They will tell you exactly what you can and what you cannot do. That's the truth. So here's what I'm going to say. In Georgia, I know down here in Macon, I went to planning and zoning day because I asked these same questions because I wanted to understand, because I know it's different in every place that I buy land. So I asked them down there in good old Macon, Bibb County, because I was looking at 26 acres down there. I said, can I build a duplex on this property? It's on septic. You know what the young lady told me? Well, as long as it's on 0.75 acres, you're good. I said, so on an acre land, I can build me a duplex on here? Yeah. For every bedroom, you need 250 gallons per bedroom. So what does that mean? What does that mean? That means if I got a 4-bedroom on one side, which I wouldn't do that at all, I need 1,000 gallons for that one. If I got 4 bedrooms on the other side, I need 1,000 gallons for that one. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Space-wise, you might be in trouble because you're going to spend a pretty penny. You're going to spend a pretty penny on that actual property doing some form of a duplex because the draining got to be right. I hope y'all pick this up. So here's what I would do. This is me. I would take 1 acre and I would not even build a modern duplex. I would take 1 acre and I would build a single family home. I hope y'all understand what I just said. I'm going to build me a single family home. How am I going to build a single family home? From that life insurance policy where I've been putting my money at for the last 10 years, that 15 grand, I'm going to take $200,000. I'm going to borrow it tax free and pay myself back with interest. And I'm going to go build me this single family home on 1 acre of land. Watch this, y'all. Now, I know as a person that built 29 homes out of his own pocket, whatever the value of the house is, it normally takes half of the amount to build the property. So if I take that 200 grand, guess what, boys and girls? I'm going to have me a property worth 400 grand, minimally. So let me ask y'all a question. 30 minutes outside of the major city, on a 3-bedroom, let's call it 4, I don't care. On a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, new construction house, sitting on an acre of land, how much is the rent where you live? I wait. On a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, new construction, sitting on 1 acre of land, how much is the rent? 2 grand where you live? Amazing. You easily spending almost $4,000 on a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, new construction house in Georgia, 30 minutes outside of Atlanta. And I might be lowballing. You easily spending $4,000 a month. I hope y'all just picked up what I just put down. Let me ask you another question. Because I see some 4,500, some 2,000, 2,500. I know people live in different states. How much you think a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, new construction, sitting on an acre of land, how much you think that house gonna be for rent in 10 years? I'm listening. How much the rent gonna be in 10 years? Keep in mind, you can't be homeless. So this whole notion that people ain't gonna rent it out, they ain't got no choice. Easily double. Easily double. So what I'm gonna do, y'all? What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come out 10 years from now, and I'm gonna charge how much for that sucker? $5,500 a month. That's still cheap. 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 What you think I'm gonna do at this point? I'm gonna mosey right on up to the bank, and I'm gonna go ahead and go on and get this mortgage put on this property. I'm about to put it in debt. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. I'm about to put it in debt. So being that I'm gonna put it in debt, I'm gonna go get this mortgage. The bank gonna tell me I'm an investor. I gotta put 20% down. 20% of $400,000 is $80,000. Good thing I got it in equity. That means I'm gonna get a mortgage of $320,000. Tax free. That money's coming to me. That my tenant about to pay back. Uh-oh. How much that mortgage gonna cost you for $320,000? 2,500. Call it $3,000. The tenant paying me $5,500 a month. If the mortgage is $3,000, that means I got $2,500 left over. Uh-oh. That $2,500 ain't taxed out the gate, y'all. Why? You got to get what's called a return on your capital first. Uh-oh. I got $320,000 in this hand. I got $2,500 in this hand. What you think I'm gonna do? Because right there, you should see that your life just changed. You are making $100,000 a month, $100,000 a year. I'm sorry. Now you got this $320,000 in your hand, tax free, that your tenant's paying back, and an extra $2,500 over here. No. What you think I'm gonna do now? I got 19 more acres left. Not 19. Yeah, 19 more acres left. I'm gonna do this 19 more times because I'm only doing it on 1 acre. I hope y'all just picked up what I put down. If every time I do this, it's costing me $200,000 to build a house, I'm getting $120,000 on top of that every time I do this. $120,000 times 40. If I carry the one, that's $2.4 million tax free. What job y'all got making this type of money? What business y'all got making this type of money? I'm listening. Nothing? Okay, maybe you're trading stocks or doing cryptocurrency. You making this type of money in cryptocurrency and trading? I'm listening. No? You ain't on the bull run. I get it. You making this type of money with these box trucks? No? I get it. The course that y'all done bought, you didn't make that type of money with these courses? No? What about the coach that you didn't pay for? Is your coach giving you that information? What about your mentor? What about your family member that's doing all these different things? Have they shared this information with you yet? No. Why? Why haven't they shared this with you? Think. Think, y'all. And imagine you went from $100,000 a year to getting your hands around $2.4 million tax free. And this is me lowballing, y'all. This is me lowballing. You say the average person don't average person is clueless. 99% of the people on this planet is clueless. It ain't just the average people, y'all. 99% of the people don't know. This is crazy. You make a lot of money off of TikTok. I don't make no money on TikTok. You do realize this, right? Oh, y'all trolling. Okay. These people wilding. I don't know what's wrong with them. They don't have a clue. People have this illusion that you can get on social media and make a bunch of money. Well, let's go through the exercise real quick. Y'all on social media, right? What's up, family? Y'all on social media, right? Let's put in the chat what a lot of money is. What is a lot of money to you? How much money do you need to make in a year in order for it to be a lot of money? I'm listening. Not on social media. What is a lot of money? 10 million a year? Shout out to that. What's a lot of money? I need people to understand when you can't count it, money is not real. That's the truth. Nobody hears that. Wealthy people don't have money, y'all. They got time. RIP to Mr. Dick Gregory. RIP to him. He said something before he passed. And I didn't understand when he first said this, but a little bit shorter time after that, it made sense. He used to always say, only a fool want $1,000,000. Only a fool want $1,000,000. Now I know people hear that and they say, man, if I had $1,000,000, I'd quit my job and that'll be the end. $1,000,000 ain't no money, y'all. In fact, remember what I said. Wealthy people have time, not money. Watch this. He said, if you convert $1,000,000 into time, seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, whatever it is, you convert it into time, $1,000,000, count all the seconds in a day, will give you 13 and a half days. If you convert that $1,000,000 into time, it converts to 13 and a half days. He went on to say, if you had $1,000,000,000 and you convert it into time, it will convert into 32 years. I had to do the math myself to make this make sense. What happens if you convert $1 trillion? What happens? Think. $2.4 million in this hand that you just got. And I still left off of one of the most powerful part. The most powerful part. Remember that other 2,500 that ain't taxed out the gate? You also get that. 20 times every month. What does that mean? 20 times $2,500 is $50,000 a month. That's on top of the $2.4 million. What job y'all got making this type of money? This is with me lowballing y'all. Think about what I just said. You're not making this type of money. Nowhere. No business, no course. You're not doing it. You damn sure ain't making it that type of money on TikTok. Don't be fooled by the illusion. You're not making no money. The amount of people make on courses, when they go buy the course and they try to get a return on investment, the amount of money people make from doing TikToks or Instagram reel, whatever it is that they doing, that social media paying you, you're trading your time for money. If you have a good year on TikTok and you make $50,000 in a year off of TikTok, you're making less than the median income in this country right now. I had somebody tell me, man, nope, you need to be on this. Everybody makes 6 figures on TikTok. I know that's right. I do my cryptocurrency. I made $50,000 last year. Man, you could have went and got a job. You didn't put your money up at risk to get that 50 grand. That don't make no sense. You know how volatile that is? Put your money in that dirt. You won't get a guaranteed return on your investment. It's the only thing on this planet that only goes up in value and don't go up and down. Now, I know people be playing the game. You know people on TikTok doing 5 figures daily? Okay. I'm with you, family. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Tell me one of their names, and I have one of my people that's on my team go look at exactly how much they make. Tell me their name. I'm curious. Because TikTok ain't paying you that. But let's just go with it. Are you talking about government contracts? Or are you talking about shout out to Derek Grace? I like Derek Grace. Derek Grace, I know during the pandemic, he had a bunch of courses. Shout out to him. Let me ask you a question, because I'm just curious. Derek Grace, if we being honest, I ain't even got to look him up because I know exactly who he is. Watch this. Derek Grace wasn't even on TikTok. He was actually on Instagram. If we're being honest, right? Derek Grace II. And I like him a lot. He's super dope to me. I don't really care for the stuff he's doing right now, but that's his business. Derek Grayson didn't make the money off of Instagram. Derek Grayson made the money off you. Instagram didn't pay him 5 figures a day. You paid him 5 figures a day. You were the product. How do I know that? You bought the course. You bought the in-home banking board game. It might have took you 7 months to get it, but you bought the board game. Instagram didn't pay him that money. Y'all paid him that money. Again, give me somebody's name. Give me somebody's name on any social media platform that the social media platform is paying them that amount of money. You can't. They have a product or a service, or you're the product, that's paying them that type of money. Don't get it twisted. Don't ever get it twisted. That's the truth. Mr. Beast is, oh man, I can't even. Mr. Beast worth $800 million, allegedly, right? YouTube is cutting Mr. Beast a pretty penny. And I like him a lot too. Mr. Beast is getting paid from all his sponsors. YouTube ain't cutting Mr. Beast really a check. Ads pay his salaries. Did you? The sponsorship is what make you the money, not the social media platform. The social media platform give you the ability to put something out there. But if we're being honest, who's paying Mr. Beast? You. The people. How are you paying them? They're paying for your traffic. Not YouTube. The sponsors. I hear what y'all saying. What I'm trying to get you to understand is it's way bigger than what you think. It's way bigger than what you think. If you have to trade your time for money, yes, until you get to a place to become wealthy, you're going to keep throwing these names out. Shout out to Charleston White. Charleston White can't get paid on no social media platform. He was, but he can't. He don't be on there long enough to get paid off of them. He makes money off of interviews and his merch. Y'all still ain't told me somebody that's making money off of TikTok. TikTok paying them money. Them checks ain't gonna help you. Oh, geez. We ain't going down that rabbit hole. Here's the point that I'm making. How does that benefit you? It don't. You're always gonna be in the same boat, y'all. This stuff sounds amazing, but it's just an illusion, y'all. This stuff ain't real. If you put your money into land and you put your money into that whole life insurance policy, these are things that are gonna make you the wealthiest you ever could imagine in your life. It's a guaranteed return on investment. Why am I saying it's a guaranteed return on investment? No matter where you get your money from, you're gonna leave this planet. We know this. Nobody makes it out. No matter who you are and where you make your money from, you gotta eat. You gotta have clothes on your back. You gotta have a roof over your head. And you gotta have water. All these things go back to the land. Period. You say you got land, what do you do with it? How much land do you have and how long have you had your land? Just curious. You say if you're a banker, I don't know what that means. To afford your premium for your life insurance. Yeah, you 100% do. 3.5, shout out to that. 3 years now. That's super dope. Let me ask you a question. The neighborhood that your land is in currently right now, what are they doing right there? Is it in a subdivision? Is it commercial? What type of land is it? What are your neighbor landowners doing in your neighborhood or in that area, wherever your land is at? What are they doing? We can go through some scenarios. Shout out to that family. That's what's up. It's just sticks. And you said, how much land was it? 3 acres? And there's nothing around you currently right now today? So what are your neighbors doing? I don't get it. The 60 acres your father left you, shout out to that. What was your father's doing with the 60 acres that he had? What kind of trees are out there in what's that, West Virginia? What kind of trees are they? Just sticks. You make a pretty penny off some trees. Not a lot of lead work either. 4 acres, 10 minutes for Galveston. Shout out to that. Cows and vegetation. That's dope. Ranch and their ski resort. Okay. So if it's ranching out there in a ski resort, it sounds like you need to build you some type of ranch yourself and rent it out to the people that's going skiing. You got 3 acres. Nothing stops you from doing it. No, I don't do tax deed sales at all. I don't do that. You said, but do they really own it? I don't know if they really own their land. That's what they said. They said they own it. They said they own it. I'm not a person that's going to knock it. 2 weeks ago, I own 1,399 acres of land. I had a short-term deal. We bought 1,157 acres of land, cash, out Shelby, Mississippi. It was hunting land. Short-term deal, made my 35% off of it and kept it moving. Now I'm at 242 and a half acres of land. We do a lot of stuff. I got 100 acres of pecan trees that we have. We own it. We ain't selling pecan pies. We're not selling pecan pies. Think about what I just said. I bought it from an owner that sold it. Hope y'all putting this together. We have land currently right now that we lease out to a cell phone company, and they got their cell phone towers on our land. Today, I went into property number 29 of the 52 home subdivision we were building out. Cash out my pocket. Well, not out my pocket, out the business's pockets. We was in property number 29 today, live, on Instagram and on TikTok. Just so y'all know I'm not making this stuff up. We also went live at the 41 and a half acres of land that's 38 minutes from downtown Atlanta that we're going to build a 20,000 square foot primary home on and a 5,000 square foot guest home on it at the top of the year. You can't make that up. You make money when you buy land, not when you sell it, y'all. People mindset is always one thing. When you get your land, you got to build some property on it. Y'all don't understand. Do you know how much people pay to go hunt quail? Do you know how much people pay to go hunt quail? I don't think you understand. Me and my family, AKA some of my employees, we got 98 employees. We just got back from Cabo. What today is? What's that, yesterday? My days run together, 2 days ago. We went out there to conduct business. It was a business trip, y'all. It wasn't personal, no vacation. Who cares it was the 4th? I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. So I went live in our penthouse, 6,000, like 300 square foot penthouse that we were in. I can't afford to pay $4,600 a night. The business can. People don't understand, and I'm just trying to explain it to you because the reality of it is I'm trying to get you to understand that it's bigger than what you think. The stuff that you see on social media ain't real, y'all. None of it. So what do? I go live and I show y'all the real stuff in real time. I understand that money is worth nothing. Shout out to that. Shout out to that. Here's what I can tell you. Last year in 2023, I worked 57 hours for the whole year. And between those 11 businesses that I'm a member of, wink, wink, we generated 8 figures. That money didn't come from TikTok. I've been going live now for the last 89 weeks straight, giving people free information. Ain't sold nobody nothing. Imagine that. Why am I doing it? I know this is a use situation, y'all. Y'all use me for the free information. And I use y'all to show y'all my pretty clothes and my pretty shoes, and then I expense it because Zabo 103 is also one of my businesses. Uh-oh. Listen, y'all. You just got to use your brain just a little bit. As a person that worked at Bank of America for 20 years as an executive without a college degree, I might know something. I retired from the bank in my early 40s. I might know something. I got 98 employees. 8 of those 98 employees is me, my wife, and all of our 6 kids. I might know something. I got employees on payroll that I pay 6 figures a year. I might know something. That's not a flex. Here's the flex. This year in 2024, I've worked 0 hours, and the goal is to work 0 hours for the full fiscal year. Why am I talking like this? Because I'm trying to get you to understand it's about time. A lot of people got to wake up and go to their job, go to their business in the morning. I'm going to be asleep. I'm going to do the same thing I do every day. Spend time with my wife and my kids. I made a very conscious decision when I left the bank to never work for nobody else's last name. I think I just went through that, family. You probably missed it. You can check out the replays on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. Zabo 103. This stuff is wild, y'all. How should you invest 10K? The first thing you do is don't tell people on social media that you got 10K and you don't know what to do with it. They just gonna finish you out of it. That's the truth. If you have $10,000, if you don't have a business already, you should absolutely start your business. Let me explain. Go down to the Secretary of State. You ain't got to go down there. You can go online. Go to the Secretary of State. Come up with any name of a business. It don't matter what it is. You ain't got to even be, just come up with any name. It can be your name. It can be letters. It can be anything. It does not matter. Come up with the name of the business. Register with the Secretary of State. Head on over there to the irs.gov and get you a free EIN number. Now, keep in mind, when you register to be the Secretary of State, I think Shouldn't cost you more than $100 unless you're in a place like California where it's $800. Don't worry about that. You're getting that money back. It's okay. You're trying to figure out what to do with your 10 grand. Register business Secretary of State. Go get your free EIN number from the IRS.gov. Go on over to GoDaddy while you're a little froggy, and go get you a domain. Go get you a domain. You know, so you can have a website and you can look professional with your business. It ain't gonna cost you that much money unless you get all the upgrades. Just telling you. Once you know that, you can register business with Google, but if you don't have nothing, no products or no service to sell right now, don't worry about it. Take the remaining of your $10,000 that you have left over and go open you up a business bank account. And when you go open that business bank account, congratulations, you're in business. While you're working your job, whatever you did to save your $10,000, moving forward, when you get your money back from where you're getting paid from, put your money into 3 places. Basic living expenses, the biggest whole life insurance policy you can afford, and land. Those are the only 3 places where your money need to go every single year, and give yourself time. Because once you get that time behind you, we're getting that compound interest on that life insurance policy, tax-free, that you can borrow against. Once you have that fully vested amount, then that as you're buying land every year, that money for your business is still sitting there. You done came up with an idea on what you want to do for your business. You might have a product you want to buy at that point. Go find a place where you can buy that product from for dirt cheap. Get your website all pretty up. You spend your little money for your website to be all prettied up the way it need to be prettied up. Now you got you some products on hand. You ain't even got to use your money out the gate for your products. You can start doing pre-orders. You got the product, you're going to have it made. You're accepting pre-orders. It's going to take you 30 days to get your stuff because it's pre-orders. Once people, you get like 100 one, you got 100 sales already from your pre-orders. They didn't bought the product and gave you your product. You still ain't took the remaining 10 grand that's in your business bank account yet. Your customers then got you in business. I hope y'all just picked that up. But while you're doing your business, you're still taking your paycheck that you getting and you put in the basic living expenses, the biggest whole life insurance policy you can afford, and land. Think. I hope y'all picking it up. Your 10,000 secure. You ain't gave it to no coach, no mentor, no course. Well, sure. But you got to do what you got to do. It'll sell. It'll sell. Think. This stuff is not that complicated, y'all. Hear me and hear me well when I say this. And I know I'm kind of neglecting y'all over here. If you are on the other 4 platforms, y'all need to go over to the after party, whether that's Instagram or TikTok. Let me put that up so y'all can see that old what's the name real quick. Instagram or TikTok. Go to the after party. Instagram or TikTok. Zabo 103. Because I'm about to relocate and I can't really move this laptop right here. We're going to relocate for a minute. Let me take me some juice. Give y'all an opportunity to get on over there. All right. Shout out to y'all over there. We're going to end over here. And we're going to